The regular season of the NHL just ended about 5 hours ago. It's playoff hockey time. My name is Paul Jr. I usually don't do predictions, but this year, why not? So, the NHL playoffs start, I believe, the 17th. I honestly don't know. Oh, it says on the screen. My bad. Alright. The first game in the East Conference got... Actually, let's not start with Boston. Let's go down here. The New Jersey Devils against the New York Rangers. Well, I'm a Pittsburgh Penguins fan, and I personally hate the Rangers just because of 2 years ago and 1 year ago. Yeah? Year ago. When they beat us and came back because we blew a 3-1 lead. But overall, what I've seen of how both teams are playing, I really don't like New Jersey. I think they're pretty good, but I think New York is, with the addition of Patrick Kane, I believe his name is. Sorry. Just has a little more momentum with the team, and I believe they advanced in the next round. Also, by the way, I also don't know what the hell I'm talking about most of the time, so I'll probably get everything wrong. Next game, the Carolina Hurricanes versus the New York Islanders. Again, as a Penguins fan, I hate the Islanders just because they, for some reason, keep beating us in the playoffs recently. And the Hurricanes, I have no problem, but every year they always make the playoffs, either the 1 seed, either in the Metropolitan, or just the entire Eastern Conference, and they never succeed. They never get past the second round. This year, I think they do that. Well, not the second round, but they beat New York and send them their ass back to New York. And then we move up. We got the Toronto Maple Leafs versus the Tampa Bay Lightning. Tampa Bay has been to 3 consecutive Stanley Cup playoffs, Stanley Cup finals. Yeah, I think Toronto's just too much to handle. Toronto's been looking damn good recently in the past couple months. Yeah, that's pretty much all I gotta say for that. And then Boston Bruins versus the Florida Panthers. I don't have to talk about that. Boston's just too damn good. I hate the Bruins, but they're just so damn good. Alright, Colorado Avalanche. Moving on to the West. In the Central Division, the Colorado Avalanche versus the newcomers, the Seattle Kraken. I think the Avalanche, being the reigning defending Stanley Cup champs, I don't think they're as good as last year, though. But I think the Avalanche is just a better team than the Kraken, just because the Kraken have no playoff experience. But also, again, I don't know anybody on the Seattle Kraken, so there's probably a ton of players on there that has a lot of playoff experiences. Yeah, but what I've seen so far, I love the Kraken. I love their logo. I have no problem with the Seattle Kraken. I just think that the team's not ready for a playoff run at this current moment. Maybe next year. I think they could. If they make the right moves, they could probably make the final. Next, Dallas Stars versus the Minnesota Wild. Stars are just too damn good. I don't see a lot of people talking about the Dallas Stars. Maybe just because I live in the St. Louis area, and a lot of Blues fans do not like the Stars. But I think the Stars are too damn good. Moving on, the Vegas Golden Knights versus the Winnipeg Jets. I've seen a lot of people pick Winnipeg here. I've seen a lot of people pick them and not give Vegas credit. I'm not that person. I give Vegas their credit. I love their logo. I also can't think of another player on the team. I think Vegas will probably, most likely beat the Winnipeg Jets. Even though I would love a Canadian team to make the final. Just so I can stop hearing the American teams win it all the time. Which is correct. But anyway, Edmonton Oilers versus the LA Kings. I got the Kings. I see a lot of people high on Edmonton. Maybe just because I don't watch Edmonton hockey. And I mostly pay attention to what the Kings are doing. Just because I like the Kings more a little bit than Edmonton. I also could be definitely wrong about what I'm saying right now. I got the Kings. Anyway, moving back onto the Eastern Conference. The second round I've been waiting for. A lot of people have been waiting for. The Boston Bruins versus the Toronto Maple Leafs. I don't need to say anything about these two. They've been definitely going back and forth the past couple years in the second round. I think this is the year, and this is going to probably shock a lot of people. I got Toronto beating the Bruins. Bruins are damn good, but I think Toronto's a little bit better. Even though the Boston has 62 wins and only 12 losses. Well, 12 losses and then 5 overtime losses. I think this is the year where they say, screw the Bruins, screw the... I think the... What's it called? President's Trophy curse comes in to haunt the Bruins. And I think the Maple Leafs go on to the Eastern Conference Final. And then next, we got the Carolina Hurricanes versus the New York Rangers. I got the Rangers. I think Rangers go back-to-back to the Eastern Conference. Even though it pains me to say that because I hate the Rangers. I just don't think... Hopefully I'm wrong, because I would love the Hurricanes to make it to the Eastern Conference Final since, I believe, 2009? No? I have no idea when they made the Eastern Conference Final last. 2012? I can't remember. Anyway, I got the Rangers beating the Carolina Hurricanes. Moving on back to the Western Conference, we got the reigning defending Stanley Cup champs, that Colorado Avalanche versus the Dallas Stars. I don't know if the Stars got better in the last couple months. Definitely have, since they're the number 1 pick in the... Not Pacific. What's the division called? The Central. I don't know. This is very tough. I got the Stars winning. Just because of what I've seen personally, and also where I am. Where I am, a lot of Blues fans hate both of these teams. I think the Stars have been on a tear recently, but also I could be wrong. Vegas Golden Knights versus the LA Kings. This is a matchup actually I've been waiting to see, and especially since the playoffs is rough, I've been wanting to see this, but I got Vegas. Now back on the Eastern, the Toronto Maple Leafs versus the New York Rangers. Toronto, I think it's finally time for Toronto to make that push and make the Stanley Cup after 58 years, I believe. Also, a lot of these picks, I'm just bullshitting. I have no idea what I'm talking about half the time. So, I also dislike the Rangers, so that's opinion. That's one of mine, why I'm not picking the Rangers to advance. I got the Maple Leafs winning the Eastern Conference Final. And the Western Conference Final, the Dallas Stars versus the Vegas Golden Knights. I got Vegas. Yeah, no other reason, really. Conference Final. The Toronto Maple Leafs versus the Vegas Golden Knights. This is the matchup. If this actually happened, I would probably watch. My team's not in the playoffs since I'm a Penguins fan. I would probably watch this final. I have as Stanley Cup Finals. And for this, I'll say in many games. In 6 games, I have the Vegas Golden Knights winning the Stanley Cup in 6 games. So yeah, that's my NHL Stanley Cup playoff predictions. Will I be wrong? Definitely. Do I care? Not really. This is just for fun. Anyway, I'll see you guys later. Have a good night.